Hey guys, Danny here. I was scripting another video when I discovered one of my childhood favourite games was on Steam. I promptly dropped everything I was doing and got to work on this video. Plants vs Zombies is a classic game I'm sure most of you have played at some point in your life. The peak of tower defense strategy. So I'm here today to try and look back on it with a more critical eye for any flaws in game design, or to see if it holds up and I have as much fun as I remembered having as a kid. Story. Who actually cares? Zombies are out and about and you defend your house with plants and the assistance of your neighbour Crazy Dave. Also there's a final boss against Dr. Zomboss's mech, and that's really it and all it needs to be. There's not really plot, but there are some levels where you're given very funny and charming notes from zombies between levels, which add a lot to the game, but that's really it. Good on you, PopCap, you made this whole reviewing thing a lot easier. Gameplay. Pure tower defense bliss is the easiest way to describe Plants vs Zombies. Sun naturally falls down, which you can use to put down plants, which I would put into 5 or so categories. Your arguably most important component in this year's sun producing plants, over time producing more sun for you to use, building up a defense. They also need protection as they can't defend themselves. These are things like your sunflower and your sun mushroom. They're the bare bones of a good defense in Plants vs Zombies, and there's not really much else to say about them. Then there are your defensive plants, ranging from the pea shooter to the corn cannon, the main bread and butter of your defense strategy against the oncoming hordes of undead to your house, as well as having the most diverse set of options here. I'll quickly go over some favourite defensive plants. The starfruit is very underrated, shooting in a huge spread, being able to cover multiple lanes and shoot behind itself to deal with miners and pole vaults, pogo zombies who get behind them. The fume shroom is a nighttime go-to, being able to cover lanes with its limited range but high damage and penetration. It also pierces defences like the screen door, and it's a real terror for the zombies to go against. The cattail is a rapid fire homing cactus. The only downsides to it are its cost and that you need to put it on water. If those weren't an issue, you could easily beat every level in the game with these. They are honestly terrifying to play with. The melon pult is also great, slow rate of fire but huge damage spread. It's high cost tied to compensate this, but you can get so much value out of one that it's just worth putting down. Even the upgraded winter melon is a blast to put down, because it also slows them down, maximising your potential DPS out of one plant. Then there are your single use plants. These all have a long time between when you can plant them, but when you do, you know all about it. Able to wipe out many zombies instantly, they are not to be messed with. These include the cherry bomb, 150 sun for a 3x3 area of solid destruction. The squash, 50 sun for one tile being completely cleared out. The jalapeno, sweeping away an entire row with fire. And the mushroom variants are equally as terrifying. The hypno shroom can turn a zombie who eats it to your side, so getting a football zombie to eat this will do a lot of work in that row. The doom shroom, functioning basically as a nuke to be dropped, damaging the tile where it's placed so you can't put anything else there for a good while. Then you have the all-time GOAT, the potato mine. This thing is my main strategy when setting up in any level. If I need to stop a single zombie while putting down my sunflowers, 25 sun for a delayed explosion. It's fantastic. Fourth off, your shields, designed to take a beating from zombies to keep the plants behind it safe. I personally dislike these most of the time, so there are too many factors like pogo zombies or gargantuars that can just ignore them or insta-kill them, no matter how much HP they have. They're also the tied smallest category, only having 3 plants if I remember right. The walnut, 50 sun to place down a blockade for zombies to chew on for a long time. The tall nut, more than double the walnut's cost but can't be jumped over and takes even more of a beating. And the pumpkin, even more expensive but you can place it on top of a plant instead of having it in its own unique slot. Finally, there's your 5th category, purely utility plants, like the lily pad to put stuff on water, the lamp to get rid of some fog. They almost always serve some purpose, and for the most part they're cheap, so that doesn't really detract from them that much. But they all still take up a seed slot that you need for that level. A lot of the later zones have challenges built around these utility plants being necessary too. By the way, you have a limited amount of seed slots every level, starting at about 6 and gradually growing up to 10 through optional purchases with coins you find in levels. These extra slots aren't required to beat the game or anything, but they can help diversify your strategies available to you. There's also one weird final category which I'm really hesitant to put into being its own thing, the upgrade plants. You put these onto a pre-existing plant, or in some cases 2 plants, to make a stronger one. An example being the twin sunflower you can put down for 125 sun, doubling its output. My one issue with this mechanic is that all of these plants have a ridiculous cooldown, so using a Gattle pea shooter in a normal level is a challenge just to set up in itself. Once they are set up, they're a great time to use. Some levels, however, instead of having you build up a defense, the game will replace your choices with a conveyor belt, giving you free random plants. Also, every mistake you make isn't fatal. If the zombies open up a hole in your defense, it's okay. Every lawn has a lawnmower to wipe it clean once, but after that, if they break through again, you lose. My one issue is that the pool and roof levels make you buy cleaners and sweepers, which I personally think is a tad unfair. Now on to your map types. There are 5 of these total. The front garden, a simple 5-lane attack with nothing else really going on. Your training grounds. The nighttime front garden, which is your basic introduction into how nighttime works. No sun falls in the sky, so you need to be more stingy on how you spend it, but in these levels you can use mushrooms without having to wake them up. Mushrooms are a class of plant that, while weaker than normal pea shoots and such, are a lot cheaper. A very fun risk reward for the nighttime is deciding if you want to use a pea shooter or a mushroom defense. The main issue with this is, while fun, it's not very fair with the mushrooms, which cost 0 sun and are incredibly strong, not even having a very long recharge. These levels also include a worrying amount of graves in your back garden. At the end of the level, these will spawn a lot of zombies to rush your defences. You can destroy these for a grave buster, but it's 75 sun if you're that worried about them. You then have your pool daytime levels, which have one of the best tracks on the game's killer soundtrack. These levels add challenge 2 being 6 lanes instead of 5, the middle 2 being a pool, meaning that you need to use a lily pad to use them, which you're going to need because these lanes can be terrifying with the zombies thrown at you, the dolphins going at 80 miles an hour and jumping defenses, and it isn't even just the pool lanes you need to be worried about. On the lawn, zombonis can come in, covering it in ice and tanking a lot of damage. Also, if left unattended, the zombonis will create a huge layer of ice and then a bobsled team will come in and tear through your defenses. These levels are tough. Then there are your night pool levels. You get a puff shroom for the water, which again is very powerful but has a very long cooldown this time. The main issue within these levels is the fog covering up half the screen, so you have to either be blind to half the map or spend your limited sun on utility plants like the lamp in order to see some more. The new zombies here are also terrifying, some of them being able to fly over everything, so a cactus needs to take them down, and a miner that can quickly get behind everything and take you out from behind. The best part of this section is its final level, the storm. You can't see it all unless in a brief flash of lightning. This level is tense and things can get very bad very quickly. The final area of the game is the roof. You can't plant anything up here without a pot, and your choices are limited. You're at an angle, so you can't use straight shooters like the pea shooters, unless it's at the very front lines where it's more flattened out but they're at higher risk. It's just the catapult plants you can use, which is a fun dynamic. This area also has a lot of fun utility plants, like the garlic to move zombies into particular rows, and the coffee bean in order to wake up mushrooms for daytime levels. The rooftop also introduced a lot of new zombie types. There are bungee zombies who will take away plants at random and spawn in zombies behind your defences. The catapult being able to take out your backlines at a distance they can't get to your house. The only counterplay to both of these is the umbrella leaf to protect a 3x3 square around it, and the Gargantua, the most terrifying zombie in the game, taking a lot of damage, insta-killing every plant and spawning an imprint damage who can tear up your offense from behind. The rooftop is not to be messed with. While on the topic of discussing zombies, I'll quickly go over some other fun ones. Pogo zombies and pole vaults can jump over anything that isn't a tall net, so you need to kill them quickly or else you're in trouble. Football zombies are harrowing to go against, fast and having one of the highest HPs in the game, as well as eating twice as fast as normal zombies. If one catches you off guard, you'll be torn through quickly. Screen door shields can tank a great deal unless you're using a fume shroom which bypasses it, which are almost always necessary in the nighttime levels to stand a chance against them. The dancing zombies are a real pain to deal with because they can spawn a lot of help very quickly, so Cherry Bomb may be needed to take them out quickly if things get out of hand. Also on the pool levels, snorkels and dolphins scare me to no end. Dolphins are incredibly fast, have very good HP and can jump over defences, while snorkels can swim under fire and only come up to eat. Ladder zombies hold a ladder to shield them from head-on assaults, plus they can put them down to climb right over tall nuts, and a miner left unattended without a specific counter or bomb can quickly clean out an entire row from behind. The enemies in this tower defense game are no joke. Once you've overcome all of these levels and foes, it's time for the final showdown against Dr. Zomboss, and then the game is over. The final boss is alright. It's a conveyor level on the roof at night time, where you have to rapidly build up a defense while he drops in zombies, and you have to keep your plants safe while he fires off ice and fire, which you need to counter with jalapenos and mushrooms, using the brief moments he shows his face to attack. He will also send in Bungie zombies to take away plants at randoms, as well as throw in a van to take out a 2x3 area of plants instantly. He can be a tough boss at times, and I think that's a fine enough conclusion to the campaign. It's a challenging enough and fitting end to the campaign. To top it off, the music is an absolute banger. It's just a great time for campaign in general, and I've not even mentioned some of the best bits. You see, this game is a tower defense at heart, but there are enough minigame or gimmick levels to really make Plants vs Zombies stand out. Now I'll take a bit of time to review every of the first game's minigames rapid fire and ranking them out of 10. There's a lot to go through, so I'll try to be brief but also give some additional depth. Okay, let's go. Also, I'll just be covering these in concept really, not the individual stages for time's sake. Zombotany is an easy and simple level, with the difference being zombies having plant heads, such as the pea shooter being able to take shots at your defences. It's quite a fun and unique spin, giving even the most basic zombie a way of putting up a fight, and it really makes shields necessary. 7 out of 10. Walnut bowling is the same as the early on level, just very hard. The music is still a banger and the sound effects are still funny. 8 out of 10. The slot machine is okay. You have to play a level of Plants vs Zombies while gambling and reach 2000 sun by the end by winning sun through the slots. It's not really that fun or special. I'd say a 5 out of 10. It's Raining Seeds is a fog level where seed packets spawn randomly and you have to be quick about where you put them or they'll vanish. It needs you to be quick on your feet and about what you plant and where. 8 out of 10. Begooled is a mix of Plants vs Zombies and Bejeweled, PopCap's first ever game, and I think that's really cute. They have a few more mini games like this based on their prior projects, and the new mechanics this enables are quite cool in my opinion. 8 out of 10. Invisigool is this nighttime conveyor level with all the zombies invisible. It's really boring and really not that fun either because the zombies shoot at them anyway. There's nothing, it's crap. 3 out of 10. Seeing Stars also isn't very good. You just have to plant a load of star fruits where the game wants you to, and that's it. Like 1 out of 10. It's nothing. It's not even a mini game. It's not a level. Zombaquarium is just a watered down insane aquarium using snorkel zombies. It's okay and a cute reference to another childhood favourite, but really outside of that, nothing else going on. Like 4 out of 10. Little Zombies is just as it says. Zombies are smaller and easier to kill, but move faster and are more dangerous. It's fun enough, but really it's nothing new or special. 6 out of 10. Portal combat is really fun. There are portals around the level that will move at random, meaning your strategies have to be flexible and able to change at random. It's a simple concept, but in this case it adds a lot to the game, even if it is just for one level. 8 out of 10. Column is simple. Every plant you place will be copied across the whole column, so the game can go nuts with the number of zombies. It's fun, but simple, so I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Bobsled Bonanza is a solid 9 out of 10 for challenge. It spams you with zombonis in order to freeze a huge amount of the stage and then has a load of bobsleds come in to overwhelm you. It requires a good strategy and solid timing. 9 out of 10. Zombie Quick is just a worse version of Little Zombies without them dying quicker, but to combat this your plants fire quicker. It's just lazy and barely changes anything. 3 out of 10. Whack a zombie is just as it says on the tin. You have a hammer and you have to kill them. But it doesn't become mindless button mashing on zombies. It does this by introducing strategic elements of gaining suns. You can use grave busters to learn where zombies come from, or defensive mines in case you miss anything. It's a solid 8 out of 10 and a really good example of what a minigame could be. The Last Stand is an easy 10 out of 10, the most challenging but strategic minigame. You start with 5000 sun and can't plant any sun producing or free plants. You have to make a strategy that will last the test of time. You do however get some sun between rounds just to repair things, but not much. Pogo Party is just a roof level with a lot of pogo zombies. Another lazy addition that while hard isn't really unique in any meaningful way. 5 out of 10. There's Vase Breaker, where you have to smash vases to get at what's inside them, which is random. It could be a gargantua or it could be a defensive plant. It requires a mixture of defensive strategy and luck in order to beat, and while sometimes, especially on its endless mode, it can feel very luck heavy, the strategic elements add to it. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Then there's by far my favourite minigame, iZombie. You spend sun to put down zombies against a preset list of enemy plants. It's great fun, requires strategy, and can be very tough at times while completely remaining fair and balanced. Easy 10 out of 10. On extra modes there's also the Zen Garden, just a little mobile game thing to grow plants and get some extra coins, and the Tree of Knowledge, just a big cash sink for no real gain. And the very final one is Zomboss's Revenge, a repeat of the final boss with twice the amount of HP and more aggressive AI. Really nothing unique or special again, but on sheer virtue of its music, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Now that I've gone on for far too long about gameplay, let's talk about what makes Plants vs Zombies such a special tower defense game. In its presentation, both visually and audio. Plants vs Zombies is consistently pleasing, a great art style chosen to make every plant look cute but also tough. I always found the Chomper endearing but undeniably threatening, an aura a lot of the other plants carry over. Some of my other favourite designs of the cattail just being adorable. I love the sissy hypno mushroom, I don't know, it's cute, call me boring. The jalapeno has always looked funny to me, which I appreciate, and the pain behind the gloom shroom's eyes always get to me. But it's not just the plants. The zombies are also threatening, but the kid-friendly enough just to be endearing in some bizarre way. The catapult zombie I just find hilarious, and the newspaper zombies, you know, they're all just great designs for the enemies. The sound design is recognisable, satisfying and nostalgic all in one, and don't even get me started on Laura Shigehara's music for Plants vs Zombies. It's fantastic, every track is a killer, consistently pleasing on the ears, and the mini games and bosses all have sick themes, easy 10 out of 10 for presentation in every aspect. In conclusion, I just have to say that Plants vs Zombies is a timeless masterpiece. Genuinely, I would consider the first game so. Easy to grasp but infinitely fun to get into. My one main gripe is that it's a bit easy to get into, but the endless modes will put that idea to the test. Not only did it hold up the test of time remarkably well from how I remembered it as a kid, but the depth the more adult me can now pick up on really won me over. It's fantastic. How much fun I had with this game genuinely went above and beyond expectations. Please buy it on Steam and give it a play, it's a great time. Anyway, that's all for now guys. Take care everybody.